Hello everyone, this is Dr. Sangeeta Chaudhary again and I welcome everyone to my lecture class. In my today's class, I'm going to discuss about body fluid and its composition, and I'll also discuss about how the water balance is maintained in our body. So if we talk about the total body water comprises 60% of lean body weight in case of males and 50% of lean body weight in case of females. Now this total body water is distributed into two compartments. One is ICF, that is intracellular fluid compartment, which comprises 2/3 of the total body water, and the other one is extracellular fluid compartment, which comprises around 1/3 of the total body water. As the name suggests, intracellular fluid compartment means the compartment which is inside the cell. Okay, it contains fluids inside the cell. And the extracellular fluid means the fluid which is present outside the cell. The extracellular fluid compartment is again divided into two compartments. One is intravascular compartment, where we know it as plasma fluid, plasma, which comprises around 1/5 of the extracellular fluid. And the other one is interstitial fluid, which comprises of around 4/5 of the extracellular fluid. Interstitial fluid means the fluid which is present in between the cells. Now, interstitial fluids, it can be lymph, it can be CSF, it can be serous fluids, it can be humor in the eye, or it can be GI secretions. So these are the interstitial fluid. Synovial fluid also comes under interstitial fluid, synovial fluid. So this is about the distribution of total body water. Now, if we take an example of a 70 kg male, we can see that, as we have already discussed, 60% of the body weight is total body water. So total body water in this particular patient will be 42 liters. Now, we have already said that 2/3 of total body water is intracellular fluid. So it will be around 28 liters. And 1/3 will be extracellular fluid. So extracellular fluid in this particular patient will be 14 liters. Now again, extracellular fluid is subdivided into plasma and interstitial fluid. So in this patient, plasma will constitute around 3.5 liter of total body water, and interstitial fluid will comprise around 10.5 liter of the total body water. This is just a diagrammatic representation which I tried. This is inside the cell. So this is intracellular fluid, and this is inside a vessel. This is plasma, and surrounding the cell, these fluids are interstitial fluid. So this is how actually we can find out the distribution of fluid in a particular patient. Now, regarding the solute concentration in the body fluid or water, what is osmolality? Osmolality is the solute concentration in the water, and it is expressed as milliosmol per kg of water. Now, at normal conditions, the osmolality of extracellular fluid is just equal to the osmolality of the intracellular fluid. But the solute composition of intracellular and extracellular fluid are very much different, and this is due to the presence of different channels, different ion channels or transporters or ATP driven membrane pumps. Because of all these things, the solute compositions are very much different in intracellular and extracellular fluid, though at normal condition the osmolality remains same. If we talk about the solutes in extracellular fluid or intracellular fluid, in the extracellular fluid, the major solute is sodium. Along with sodium, there will be chloride and bicarbonate in the extracellular fluid. If we talk about intracellular fluid, in the intracellular fluid, the major solute is potassium. Along with potassium, there will be phosphates and phospholipids. Again, the solutes can be divided into two categories. One is non-electrolytes and the other one is electrolytes. So, non-electrolyte category of solute means they are usually organic. They do not dissociate in the water. Okay, and since they do not dissociate in the water, they cannot propagate any any current. So, examples of non-electrolyte solutes are like glucose, lipids, urea, creatinine, etc. And the other group is electrolytes. Electrolytes, they dissociate in the water. Okay, and examples of electrolytes are inorganic salts, acids and bases, and various proteins. So this is about the solute composition of the body fluid. Now, if we talk about how the water balance is maintained in our body, so water balance depends on three things. Okay, very importantly, it depends on vasopressin. I will tell what is vasopressin. Then the intact thirst mechanism and intact renal function. So these three are very important to maintain the water balance. Now, what is vasopressin? Vasopressin is secreted in the hypothalamus. It is secreted in the magnocellular neurons. Okay, magnocellular neurons, and these neurons project into the posterior pituitary. The axons of these neurons project into the posterior pituitary, and the vasopressin is released from the posterior pituitary into the circulation. And this vasopressin acts on V2 receptors. And these V2 receptors are present in the thick ascending limb of loop of Henle and in the principal cells of collecting duct. So when this vasopressin is released from the posterior pituitary, they act on the V2 receptors in the thick ascending limb of loop of Henle and the collecting duct, and in turn they lead to absorption of free water. Now, what is the stimulus for release of vasopressin? The most important stimulus is the osmolality. Okay, once the osmolality goes above 285, okay, then it will act as a stimulus of vasopressin. Vasopressin will be released when the osmolality is more than 285 milliosmol per kg of water. Now, other than osmolality, also reduction in blood pressure, okay, or reduction in blood volume is also a potent stimulator for vasopressin, because when there is reduction in blood pressure, the vasopressin will be released and it will try to maintain the intravascular volume and maintain the blood pressure by absorption of free water through the kidney. Now, other than these things also, there are certain minor stimulus for vasopressin like serotonin, then certain drugs, okay, and intracerebral angiotensinogen 2. Angiotensinogen 2. So these are certain minor stimulus for release of vasopressin. And once the osmolality of the plasma it goes below 285, then the vasopressin release gets stopped by the feedback mechanism. There are certain osmoreceptors present, central osmoreceptors. These central osmoreceptor will sense the osmolality in the plasma, and when, as I said, when it goes above 285, then the vasopressin will be released. Now, not only the vasopressin, when the osmolality of the plasma goes above 285, then the thirst mechanism will also get activated. Okay. So this is how basically the water balance in our body is maintained, mainly by vasopressin, then by thirst mechanism, and then by intact renal function. So in this class I wanted to discuss about this much. I have discussed about the total body water and its distribution in different compartments and the composition of the body fluid, okay, and how the balance of water is maintained in our body. Thank you so much for attending the lecture. I hope it was